It's Our Money process. So I'm so excited to tell you guys who won. If you're not familiar, It's Our Money is a participatory budgeting process that was made to get youth involved in civic engagement. We try to address youth concerns in light of COVID-19, and we received over 50 proposals, 2,000 votes, and many engagement, and reached a lot of different youths throughout New York City. I'm so excited to reveal who won in just a bit. Before I do that though, I think we should introduce ourselves. So we three are Coro New York youth fellows that work with Coro New York. It's Our Money was a partnership between Coro New York and the Civic Engagement Commission. So to start off, hi everyone. Again, I'm Manahill. I live in Staten Island, New York. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I was a virtual facilitator in this process, which basically meant I designed and facilitated different youth engagement sessions to help youth vote on, to help youth submit proposals, and understand how exactly It's Our Money works. Darleen?
Hi everyone, my name is Darleen. I was born and raised in Canarsie, Brooklyn, and my pronouns are she, her, hers. I also was a virtual facilitator, and that consisted of teaching young people the steps of this process and designing different engagement sessions to do with them as well. Ifalua?
Thank you, Darleen. I'm Ifalua Aluko. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I live in the Bronx, and my position was actually a coalition builder. And my job was just to attract organizations so that we can gain their youth to be a part of this process.
Yeah, so, that's, a little small portion of the team who worked on this process. And yeah, this was one huge ride. We've been working on this since the summer, and it's been a lot of work, but a lot has paid off. I'm so happy for anyone who voted, anyone who participated in this process. Darleen, before, we announce the winners, would you like to give us a quick recap on what exactly we did in this process?
Yes, of course. So It's Our Money emerged from a time where a lot of things were coming to an end or coming to really weird standstill with everything that was going on in the pandemic. And we really wanted to find a way to start something that would also be a way for the youth to be listened to, and also a way to mitigate some of the loss of the support systems that a lot of the youth were facing at that time as well. So we came up with the It's Our Money process. And the first stage of that, there's 5 steps in total, was just simply asking young people what they needed. And we held a number of online engagement sessions with youth ages 9 to 24. And they were allowed to identify their needs in their communities and also submit some project ideas for how they would want those needs to be assessed. After that, we published those needs to our online platform called Decidem, and that allowed everyone, including the youth organizations, to see them. Step 3, the youth organizations had an opportunity to submit their proposals, and they were able to submit those proposals based off of those needs that they saw on Decidem. And youth also had the opportunity to provide feedback on how those organizations had proposed to address the problems they had initially highlighted. Then we had the vote. Young people, again, we had over 2,000 votes, had the opportunity to vote on the proposals that they liked best, and they got to see which ones they thought would help to address the needs they also outlined. And then lastly, the youth organizations are going to have the opportunity to implement those projects, and to implement those projects with the awarded money of $20,000 each. So I'm going to do a quick dive into what our engagement process looks like. We did have a total of 31 engagement sessions. There was 384 youth participants who were super informative about how they wanted this process to be run and what issues they wanted to be addressed. And we also had 12,478 agree and disagree statements or responses, where young people were able to respond to some of the needs that their peers had outlined and either agree or dissent from it. And we had that online conversation happening as well. Now that we've got through a little bit of the bones and structure of our process, I do want to turn to you, Ifalua, and ask you, as a coalition builder, how could you guide us through how you engage with youth organizations and got them involved in our process?
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Darlene. So the first step was to send emails. Lots of emails were sent. And then after emails were sent, we made phone calls to either follow up with the organization or just to confirm their appointments with our virtual facilitators or our interviewers. And of course, with the help of the Civic Engagement Commission, who were like a very big help in outreach and just spreading the word. Now, I know that all of us here are young people, and this process was entirely youth led. So, I want to ask you guys a question. So, what exactly does this process mean for you?
Yeah, I feel like for me, this was a huge, impactful process, right? Like, this involving youth in such a manner, like, for me, I don't think has been done before, right? Like, Darlene, I know you should remember when we would do our virtual engagement sessions, people would agree on a lot of the issues that people would be facing on one side of the city, the same exact people would be facing on the other side of the city, right? Like there was just this camaraderie between all these different kinds of youth, no matter what background, no matter what, race, gender, no matter what sexual orientation. There was all this, we were all going through the same exact things. So for me, it was a huge way to kind of unite the youth and unite our generation through such a divisive time of COVID-19 and this huge pandemic. So and I learned a lot just by speaking to all these different types of youth and understanding their background and their needs at this time.
Yeah, definitely. I had a pretty similar experience also being a virtual facilitator. There was just this unifying sense with having a bunch of different people from all the different walks of life and different perspectives agree on the same issues. And also it was just incredibly empowering because this type of process, which really speaks to the youth and asks them to be involved in every single step of the process. The youth really were the driving force of every single stage. It's really unprecedented, where you see the youth being just one of the sole voices that are involved in the mix. And I think that not only as a young person, that got me thinking about being civically engaged and involved in my community, but I think with every single person we had the opportunity to connect with online, also got that sense of empowerment as well. So I'm super happy we're able to have that impact as well. So this has been a pretty informative process for me.
Yeah, thank you so much for answering. So for me, as y'all have said, this has been a very empowering process for me because as you said, Darlene, I don't think I've ever been involved in a process where youth were at the table with the adults. Like we were there, we were actively participating, we were actively working. And I think that it was a very amazing experience to be a part of. And I also think that it was so very important because it was giving, like, young people had the money and the power to do what they wanted. And it's not every day that you see something like that.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. Like, this process is the first of its kind, and I'm just so glad that we were able to see this through and embark on it. And for the youth, for all the youth that participated, they too to have that experience. So yeah, guys, I think it's time for us to unveil the results. So yet again, this is the results for the It's Our Money process. We received over 50 proposals, over 2,000 votes, and here are the results. Roll the clip.
With It's Our Money, the Civic Engagement Commission asked New York City youth how to spend $100,000 to address what young people across the city are saying they need the most at this moment.
We had 50 projects that organizations developed to address these urgent needs.
And the winners are...
Drum roll, please.
In 5th place, the Girls Circle, submitted by Girls Mentor Girls, Inc., with a total of 268 votes.
At 4th place, we have Peer Mentoring for High School and College Students, submitted by the South Asian Youth Action, with a total of 320 votes.
Next up, coming in third place, we have Young Musicians in Training, proposed by the organization Quest Youth Organization. This project received 335 votes.
In second place, Recycling and Climate Change Project, submitted by Books Education Organization, Learning and Life, with a total of 339 votes.
And at first place, we have the Green Space Project, submitted by Wide Vote Environmental Justice Action Group, and the project gained a total of 364 votes.
Each one of these winners will receive $20,000 to make their project a reality.
We're so proud of all of you who participated in It's Our Money, and we look forward to seeing these initiatives come to life.
To keep informed, please visit participate.nyc.gov. Thank you.
Congratulations to all the winners.
Okay, so that was the result. I'm so excited, those were amazing processes that won. So, I'm so thankful for everyone who voted, everyone who participated in one of our engagement events, and just anyone who had anything to do with this process. And congratulations to the winners. Just one more thing. I just want to say again, thank you all so much for coming. To close out, we want to express gratitude to the Civic Engagement Commission for empowering us and facilitating this process throughout New York City. They are reimagining the future of civic engagement throughout New York City. Here's a message and invitation from the CEC team.
The Civic Engagement Commission would like to thank all the participants and organizations who joined in It's Our Money, CEC's youth participatory budgeting process. We'd also like to thank our partners at Coro and their Youth PB Fellows who led and shaped this program from the very beginning. We are so inspired to see so many organizations and youth contribute ideas for how to create positive change and meaningfully address urgent needs during these challenging times. Together, we accomplished so much.
We received 49 proposals that were submitted by organizations from throughout our city. 2,028 youth from all 5 boroughs cast over 8,000 votes. CBOs and youth responded meaningfully to a call to serve communities hardest hit by COVID while engaging youth from neighborhoods across New York City.
You offered robust and radical solutions to the needs surfaced by youth early in our process. And you showed your passion for so many topic areas, providing resources and programming critical to the health and well-being of our city and our youth. And perhaps most importantly, you offered hope and optimism. Thank you for being engaged. This was truly your process, your money, and your vote.
With everything we've learned and everything we've accomplished, let's not stop here. This was just the beginning, actually. We want to make sure we're continuing to include young people's voice in all of our programs and activities. Please join us on March 24th at 4 p.m. for a participation party celebrating youth engagement.
When we get together, we'd love to know about how this process went for you, what we can do better, share ideas and strategies for engaging and building youth leaders. Dream up a citywide participatory budgeting program that excites and challenges all New Yorkers to make positive changes in our city and empowers residents to decide how public money is spent.
We're so excited that this fall program created a space for young people to share their needs and hopes, and are grateful for the partnerships we have built with organizations who joined the process. There is so much more we can build together to promote participatory democracy in New York City. Thanks for joining us today, and we're looking forward to seeing you again on March 24th.